And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/Takes by Fans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today is a big Monday, folks, coming off of a money-filled Father's Day. Whoo, folks, if you're not following us on Twitter, folks, you got to follow us on Twitter at Takes by Fans. I mean, we hit the Father's Day special. We tweeted out our Father's Day special of Suns -3.5. That hits real early in the afternoon. Well, late in the afternoon, I should say. But then we told those dads, hey, if you made some money with us, bet it all. Risk all your winnings on Hawks +7. And, folks, they went outright. So all those dads getting paid yesterday, you got to love it. That's what we do here at Takes by Fans, folks. We bless your family, your mothers, your fathers. We hit the Mother's Day special back, what was Mother's Day? Last month, 2 months ago? Whenever that was. But folks, we are making your families rich out here. Come on. All right, so today on the show, we are going to be breaking down all the NBA games from last night and on Saturday, just because we couldn't do the show yesterday, unfortunately. So we'll break down all those great playoff games. We're going to preview the finals, the Eastern Conference Finals and the Western Conference Finals. Even though the Suns and the Clippers have already played a game one, we're going to give our overview thoughts of that, and then we'll also talk about the Hawks and the Bucks Eastern Conference Finals as well. So we'll kind of go through that, and then we're also going to be continuing on with Aaron Rodgers, judging him in the playoffs, because they got a wild card game against the 49ers, and they lose 2013 wild card versus the 49ers. Once again, Colin Kaepernick beating Aaron Rodgers again, 2 years in a row. One's in the league now, one's blackballed from ever being in the league again. Who's really better? I'll let y'all decide, but we'll go over that game and see what we got and see how many credit points out of 100 we can give Aaron Rodgers for that playoff performance. And big unfortunate news today. There is no NBA playoff basketball on today. How frustrating. So games resume tomorrow, Tuesday. Clippers, Suns, game 2. And then we've got Wednesday, the start of the Eastern Conference Finals of the Hawks and the Bucks. So, unfortunately, no money maker on tonight, but we're ready to get that money in your wallet tomorrow, resuming. I mean, folks, we've won our last 3 bets. We took Bucks +1.5. They went outright. We took Suns -3.5. They win by 6, 7. And we just chose the Hawks +7 last night as well. And they just went outright. So, folks, we are on it now. We are in it. We are on it. We know the season, the entire regular season, the first and second rounds of the playoffs have all been leading to this moment. And we've been, tracking it, figuring out what is actually good, what is actually bad, reviewing every single game. And now, folks, we're in it. We know what to expect. We know what spreads are good value, what spreads are bad value. So get on the train at the tail end. That's when you make the most money, when you have all the information presented to us and we're cashing in, folks. So be ready to ride this money train as we head into the NBA Finals and beyond. So let's just jump right into it and with the stories of the day. And the first one up, once again, we got to get big on this Rams team, folks. It seems like every week we're talking about a great story coming from this Rams team, and we buy them 100% every single time, folks. We're at 800% buying into this Rams team. So let's go to this article. We get a couple of Sean McVay quotes, and once again, we got to love Sean McVay as a true head coach in this league, and the pressure is on him, but everything he says makes us believe that we can definitely back him up and get behind him and truly believe in what he's going to do this season. So Sean McVay says Rams are, quote, not going to run away from the expectations. So many expectations on this Rams team, folks. They just feel like Sean McVay has always kind of been vocal that they are just a quarterback away from being the elite team to finally win it all and not just get to the Super Bowl and lose and put up 3 points. So Sean McVay now has Matthew Stafford, who he picked and chose, folks. He got rid of Jared Goff and he traded for Matt Stafford. So this is the quarterback that Sean McVay believes can get it done. So if Sean McVay can't get it done with Matthew Stafford, then we can kind of write off Sean McVay a little bit. But if he does get it done and win the Super Bowl with Matthew Stafford, I mean, we're talking about this man has to be in the same conversation as Andy Reid and Bill Belichick and now Bruce Arians as, top coaches in this league. So let's go in this article right here and see what Sean McVay is truly saying out here, because we're gonna buy him, folks. This quote right here: they're not running away from the expectations. They will embrace it. They know there's a lot of pressure on them, but hey, you just got to go out there and do what you're supposed to do, and that's win the game. So let's see what we get in this article. Alrighty, what do we got? All right, in June, on paper, the Rams should be one of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' biggest threats in the NFC to a potential repeat. In an interview with Albert Breer, Coach Sean McVay said he and his club embraced those expectations. Quote, "You're not going to run away from the expectations. Every single team in the NFL has one goal right now, and that's to win a Super Bowl." Absolutely. Folks, I really hate this kind of the rebuilding term in the NFL. Oh, we're not really, Super Bowl's not our goal. We're in the rebuild, so we just want to keep getting better. Maybe win, 5, 6, 7 games. No, it's always Super Bowl or bust with everybody, with every team, even the Lions. It's Super Bowl or bust, folks. You play to win the game. You don't play for next season because nobody knows what's going to happen next season, folks. You think you're on track on having an overall kind of arcing plan of like a 2-3 year rebuild, but you don't know what's going to happen next year. You don't know what the draft picks are going to look like. You don't know just kind of the unforeseen circumstances that are going to pop up in your own organization. The Texans, I'm sure they had a kind of rebuild plan, and then Bill O'Brien was absolutely garbage, and you had to fire him. And now Deshaun Watson, you don't even know if he's going to be able to play this year. He doesn't even want to play for you in the lawsuit and all this. You don't even know. So big question marks in that Texans organization, because it's something different every year, folks. Something is going to arise every year that you did not expect, which is going to throw off your rebuild to expand the rebuild even further. And then eventually the rebuild never comes to fruition, and you just wasted 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Did you waste an entire decade of trying to kind of set everything up to win in the future, folks? So it's always Super Bowl or bust with everybody. I hate that teams try to plan to win in 2 or 3 years. Has it ever worked? When has a plan like that ever worked, folks? I'm trying to think. Zero. The Bucs didn't have that plan. They're like, yeah, we're going to win this season. Tom Brady here, year 1. Yeah, we're not going to play for year 2 with Tom Brady. No, we're going to win now. We're going to win now. And what do? They won it now. Stop this kind of long process of 2, 3, 4 year rebuilds. It never works, folks. The Lions have been rebuilding for 40 years. Absolute garbage. So stop this. And I love that Sean McVay is like, you know what? This isn't kind of, all right, first year with Matthew Stafford. All right, let's at least get to the playoffs. Second year, we can try to compete for a championship game. But year 3, that's when we're really going to go all in to try to win the Super Bowl, because you can't win year 1 in this league. Yes, you can, folks. Yes, you can. We just saw Tom Brady do it. So stop this entire rebuild nonsense. It makes zero sense. You play to win the game. You play to win the championship every single year. So I love what we're getting here early from Sean McVay, but let's continue with the quote. All right, quote, "And I believe the teams that know and the teams that have actually accomplished that, they know that you only do that by being where your feet are planted. The one thing I would say, there's a belief in the ability to do what you want to be able to do. Now, you don't do that unless you are where your feet are planted, but there's a belief, there's a confidence in the people you're around. Yeah, go out and get the pieces that you want. Everybody buying into the same mentality. Let's go out there and win." All right, quote, "And when you enjoy that, you're not going to ask anybody to do anything that's more than they can actually accomplish. And there's a real peace of mind that accompanies that if you know, hey, there's got to be hard work. There's got to be a process. There's got to be standards that we uphold day in and day out. But you know what? If we do those things, if I believe we can go into games and expect to be able to come away with the result that we want." Alrighty. What else do we get here? Another quote here. McVay is thrilled to have the big armed quarterback in the building. Once again, this is the biggest story of the Rams, folks. Can Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford both win together? Can Matthew Stafford finally get it done when he has a competent team and a competent coach around him and he's not just playing backyard football for 16 games? And can Sean McVay lead a great quarterback that has proven time and time again that he's kind of top 10 quarterback in this league in Matthew Stafford and get him to the Super Bowl? So this is really the meat and potatoes of what this Rams offseason is. Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford. What are they going to do this season? But here we go. Sean McVay on Matthew Stafford. Quote, "Bro, this dude's a bad motherfucker." Yes, sir. Love it. Quote, "Whatever people say about him, as good as it can be, he's even better than advertised." Whoa. Yes. It makes sense to him. The guy's ability to see the game, his ability to draw on his experiences, the feel that he has, it's pretty special and unique. And man, his feel for people, his authentic way of connecting with his teammates, his coaches, this guy, it's been great being around him. So Sean McVay is loving everything about Matthew Stafford. Sean McVay is saying that he's even better than advertised. And we know Sean McVay wanted Matthew Stafford. That's why he went out and got him. And he's even surprised by how great this man actually is when he's actually in your building playing for your team. So the sky is truly the limit here for this Rams team. How can the big brain of Sean McVay handle the big arm and great ability and just kind of great overall quarterback that is Matthew Stafford, folks? So it is truly Super Bowl or bust here for the Rams. Absolutely 100%. Sean McVay's legacy on the line. And so is Matthew Stafford's kind of legacy. His legacy is also on the line as well because, you know, we've all kind of written off, gave free passes to Matthew Stafford, just be like, oh, he was working with freaking Matt Patricia. You're not doing anything with that. They've got no weapons anywhere. Their defense is trash. Their front office is trash. So, yes, we all acknowledge that Matthew Stafford's a great quarterback, but here's a free pass after free pass after free pass after free. I mean, folks, this man's got 20 free passes that he just, hey, anybody got criticism for me? Look at all these free passes I got. Yes, sir. Free pass. Head coach free pass. Garbage talent free pass. General manager free pass for being trash. So, yes, you can't critique me, but now there's no more free passes for Matthew Stafford, folks. All those are gone. He will never get another one. He is in a great system. Sean McVay's highly regarded. The entire roster offensively, the defensive roster is entirely kind of, elevated in the media. So it is boom or bust, do or die, Super Bowl or bust for both the head coach and the quarterback here for the Rams. And hey, we got big expectations for them. We have them getting to the Super Bowl against the Colts, and that's going to be a fantastic matchup. And whoever wins, great. Their legacies will be, cemented, whether it's, Carson Wentz getting revenge for the Eagles or Sean McVay saying, hey, I told y'all, Jared Goff is just not the guy. It's unfortunate, but I told y'all. So we're going to see how this season plays out. Cannot wait, folks, for this NFL season to kick off. And we will be focusing big under the microscope of what this Rams team is going to do all year. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here. Oh, and I also kind of wanted to bring up this point real quick. Kind of didn't get to it in the article, but back here with the Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford thing, you need a good quarterback to win the Super Bowl, folks. You need, we're going to talk about the past Super Bowl winners. You need a good quarterback. So we give, Sean McVay a little bit of a pass early for having Jared Goff because, he did get to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff, but they put up 3 points in that Super Bowl, 7 or 3 points. No, it was 3. They lost 13-3. So this is the previous Super Bowl winners quarterbacks, folks. Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Nick Foles, a little bit of an outlier there, obviously. He just kind of caught some magic, so that's kind of one outlier in that. But then we're back to Tom Brady. We're back to Peyton Manning. We're back to Tom Brady. We're back to Russell Wilson. We're back to Joe Flacco. That's a little bit of an outlier as well. Then we're back to Eli Manning. We got Aaron Rodgers. We got Drew Brees. We've got Big Ben. We got Eli Manning. We've got Peyton Manning. We've got Big Ben again. We've got Tom Brady again. We've got Tom Brady again. We've got Who is 2003 for the Bucks? What the heck is this? Quarterback. What do we got? Sean McDermott was what? What was he? Long snapper. Look at that. Sean McDermott on the Bucks 2002 Super Bowl winning team. Fantastic. Alrighty, but who is the quarterback on this team? Give me the quarterback. What is this? 2002 Bucks. John Gruden. Wow, his head coaching. Yeah, that was John Gruden's Super Bowl win right there that he gets all the credit for. Now is kind of floundering a little big time here and being the head coach of the Raiders. We got Brad Johnson, folks. Brad Johnson. Alrighty. He was good. Let's see Brad Johnson. I don't even know who the heck that is, to be honest. Brad Johnson. Was he a good quarterback? I don't think so. But let's see. Alrighty, what do we got? Career completion percentage, 61%. All right, that's solid. His touchdown to interception ratio in 2002 when they won it, 22-6. That's what we're talking about. 62% completion percentage, 3,000 yards. You know, early in the 2000s, not a lot of yards. We're kind of looking at 2010 to right now with that 4,000 yard marker we love to see. And he only threw for 4,000 yards once. So, I mean, in the past, 20 years, folks, it's Tom Brady, Eli Manning, Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, folks. Those are the elite quarterbacks in this league. So you need an elite quarterback to win it all. And we'll see what Matt Stafford and the Rams can do this year. All right, let's keep moving on here. Going to the Cardinals, and man, oh man, they've got a great offensive core here with a great passer of Kyler Murray, and now we're talking A.J. Green. Says pairing with DeAndre Hopkins in Arizona is, quote, going to be unbelievable. Yes, sir. A.J. Green, folks, he's fantastic. He was with the Bengals with Andy Dalton. That's why, a little lackluster in his overall accomplishments for A.J. Green. Just because, you're paired with Andy Dalton, that's nothing great. We see this man not really get it done. Career kind of 8-8, 9-7 guy, nothing great. First round exits of the playoffs every single time he got into the playoffs. No long, deep playoff runs for Andy Dalton. But now he's paired up with DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury. I mean, they've got it all over there offensively for the Cardinals. So let's see what A.J. Green is saying about his new team. So, A.J. Green spent the majority of his decade in Cincinnati as the man, racking up 5 consecutive 1,000-yard receiving seasons. Yes, sir, that's what we're talking about, 1,000-yard receiving seasons, and he went back to back to back to back to back, folks, 5 straight. In 7 straight Pro Bowls to open his career. After signing a 1-year contract in Arizona this offseason, Green will now play alongside another alpha receiver in DeAndre Hopkins. Pairing 2-star receivers could create issues for other clubs, but Green and Hopkins, who they are as players, get along swimmingly. During a recent interview on The Fly with Lisa Matthews, Green said he's thrilled to play alongside a talent like Hopkins. Quote, I never played with a guy like D-Hop. The guy is unbelievable, man. He embraced me. We don't have egos. He's telling me, if you want to run a route and I'm at that position, just let me know. So you have a guy like that, 2 guys that in a room, it's going to be unbelievable. And we feed off of each other. So once again, that's great. That's exactly what you want to hear. Kind of like what Julio Jones is doing with the Titans now with A.J. Brown. Be like, no. We good. Yeah, if you keep number 2, I don't need that number. We're good. We're going to get along great. You're a great talent. I'm a great talent. I'm just trying to fit in here. I'm not trying to take over and now be the new number 1, anything like that. This is still, your kind of team. Now it's our team, and we're going to get it done equally. And DeAndre Hopkins is saying the same thing. DeAndre Hopkins could have went on the offensive and attack and be like, no, whoa. I'm the number 1 here. A.J. Green, I know you're good, but you're a little out of your prime, kind of going out of your prime a little bit. I'm just in my prime. So you take the number 2 over there. Stay over there on that side of the field and don't get in my way. No. He's nothing like that. He's embracing having that other great talent, because that's going to in turn open up what DeAndre Hopkins can do, because you're not going to be able to kind of double DeAndre Hopkins if AJ Green is going to get out to a hot start in the season. You're going to have to kind of, have a single high safety and then just kind of live and die by whoever's open. Hopefully it doesn't cost you the game, but it could potentially cost you the game. So can't really double DeAndre Hopkins as much as you want to this year, especially if AJ Green is going to kind of go back to what he was doing with those Bengals years with Andy Dalton. He was looking real great there. So love that they're embracing each other. This is exactly what you need in an offense that's surrounded by absolutely great talent. You can't have, one just kind of being, hey, I'm the man. You're just kind of, my Destiny's Child, like Beyonce. Like, no. Y'all get behind me. I am the face. I am going to have my own solo career. Y'all are my children. Get behind me. You're the backup dancers. You're the backup vocalists. And if you say more than 2 words, I'm kicking you off and I'll replace you. DeAndre Hopkins is not Beyonce, folks, okay? So love that they're both embracing each other. They're ready to get it done. How tall is AJ Green? Because DeAndre Hopkins isn't that tall. He's like 6'1", 6'2", which is still solid. And AJ Green's 6'4", folks. So absolutely love it. All right, let's finish the couple of quotes here. Here we go. Green believes he'll be rejuvenated in his move to Arizona alongside Hopkins and with Kyler Murray as quarterback. Quote, it's not just D-Hop and me. It's just the whole offense. With what K1 can do, Kyler Murray can do there, and Christian Kirk, you're going to have to pick your poison on game day on Sundays. That is absolutely true. They've got wide receivers on wide receivers on wide receivers. The only place where the Cardinals could run into a few issues is their running game. They had Kenyon Drake last year, who we are big on. He rushed for 1,000 yards last season, or very close, like 990 something with the Cardinals. But now they're just left with Chase Edmonds. So he's going to have to kind of step it up. He was kind of the number 2 running back last year, only 400 yards and a touchdown, being the number 2. So now he's elevated to the number 1. And who's the Cardinals' number 2? James Conner from the Steelers, who couldn't be a number 1 or even close to anything resembling a number 1 running back with them. So it's not the best running back group here in the Arizona Cardinals. And also their tight end. Once again, nothing that great. They don't really use their tight end that much. They got Max Williams, and he only had 100 yards last season. He did kind of get injured. He only played 8 games, unfortunately, last season, but still 8 receptions for 102 yards and a touchdown. Not really using him that much. The only kind of green flag here is that he averaged 12.8 yards a carry, or yards a catch, which is very good. If you extrapolate that for more catches, he could be that 1,000-yard receiver that you definitely want to have on your team. But we'll see how they kind of figure out all their wide receiver weapons. We'll see how this kind of running game gets down. We know Kyler Murray can kind of, take the top off the defense with his arm and also with his legs, escapability. He's one of the probably quickest quarterbacks that there are of dual threat quarterbacks in this league. So they definitely have great wide receivers in DeAndre Hopkins, AJ Green, and Christian Kirk, but their running game, if they got no running game, the defense is just going to kind of be, maybe doubling. They could potentially be able to double both wide receivers, DeAndre Hopkins and AJ Green, just because they're going to use that kind of running back defender and go and place him, on a wide receiver, just because we're going to play the pass and not play the run, because it's Chase Edmonds and James Conner back there. So we'll see how that all figures out. We'll see if kind of, once again, Le'Veon Bell is still up for grabs, folks. He's a free agent, not signed yet. We got kind of this month of limbo period before training camp start with all these NFL teams. So we'll see where he goes. We really want to see him go to the Falcons. But if Le'Veon Bell goes to the Cardinals, that could be dangerous as well. So there is still some kind of promise here that this Cardinals team could get a little bit better in the running back position, and that would truly just kind of put them over the edge. We know they got a great kind of defense as well. They got Budda Baker. They bring in J.J. Watt. They got Chandler Jones. They got Zaven Collins, Isaiah Simmons. So they've got real great kind of pass rushers, linebackers, corners. They did bring in Malcolm Butler as well, who's kind of been getting passed around the league. Remember, he's the Super Bowl savior for the Patriots, picking off Russell Wilson on the 1-yard line, and then they got rid of him basically the next season, and then he went to the Titans, and they used him for about a season or two, and then got rid of him. So we'll see if Malcolm Butler can kind of be this great corner. They just lost Patrick Peterson. That's an elite Hall of Fame corner right there. So there is still a little holes in this Cardinals defense as well, but overall it's pretty good. Just kind of like overall offensively, it's good. Maybe just kind of not very strong at corner and not very strong at running back, but every other position is filled absolutely greatly. So we'll see how those kind of two holes play out here for this Arizona Cardinals team. But AJ Green's buying into it. They're all kind of getting along, and that's exactly what you want to see. Alrighty, let's read this last quote here. Green added that the chance to win a championship was a deciding factor in his decision to move to Arizona. Quote, the potential of this team. I've been in Cincinnati so long, I don't know anything else. So for me, getting a chance to get out, it's all about winning and being in a great environment. And I think Arizona was the perfect situation. They have young guys. They're building this defense. They have a young quarterback, and I think I fit in well overall here with DeAndre Hopkins. So he wants that ring, folks, and I would love to see AJ Green get the ring. Let's talk about this man's stats, folks. AJ mother-loving Green is absolutely fantastic. Like we write in the article, 1,000-yard seasons for the first 5 years, 1,057 yards year 1, 1,350 yards year 2, 1,426 yards year 3, 1,041 yards year 4, and 1,297 yards year 5, folks. Then come year 6, only playing 10 games, but basically broke 1,000 yards in just those 10 games, 964 yards. Then he's back to 1,000 yards, playing 16 games in 2017, 1,078 yards. Then in 2018, once again, an injury, only played 9 games. 2019 injured as well, took that entire year off. And then just last season, coming to the very end here of his Bengals career, they were barely using him. He wasn't the number one. They know they were moving off of him, so they kind of, used him very last. He only was targeted 104 times, and he also only had a 32% catch percentage, or 45% catch percentage. That's not good for 500 yards. So we know AJ Green in his prime is absolutely fantastic, and if you forgot about it, well, we got a little highlight clip that can re-jog your memory. So we went on YouTube and found AJ Green top 10 plays of his career. Now, this video was posted in 2017, but he didn't do anything since 2017. So we should be able to see primetime AJ Green out here. And we're going to take what this man says as the gospel. This man on YouTube, NFL Reel. And whatever his top 10 plays of AJ Green, we're going to take him as the top 10. We haven't previewed this. We don't know what these plays look like. But let's see what the top 10 plays of AJ Green's career could be. Let's see if we can get back to that in Arizona with DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury. So here we go. Play number 10. Oh, and I love it. Fantastic. Going from 10 to 1. If you ever make a top 10 list and you start at number 1, you should be murdered, folks. 100%. That is not a joke. That is serious. You should be murdered for that. When you do a top 10 list, you do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You build up to that 1. Who the heck starts with number 1, folks? Absolutely unforgivable. Unforgivable doing that. But here we go. Starting with play number 10. Let's see what we get. All right, here we go. Against the Bengals, or against the Ravens on 4th and 15. Last play of the game, down 7. Hail Mary, and the ball tips all over the place here on a Hail Mary attempt, and it just winds up in AJ Green's hands. All righty. Solid play there. Just a heads-up play. Hey, he'll look for the ball. Here we go. Play number 9. What do we got? Against the Steelers, down 5, under 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Andy Dalton not throwing the ball here, and it's kind of wide open to AJ Green, catches it, touchdown, and they take a 2-point lead with 1:50 seconds left. Alrighty, able to get open, just lay down in that kind of soft spot of the zone, and he's able to get open. Here we go, play number 8, a big old blowout here against the Vikings. They're on the 1-yard line. AJ Green And there it is, just one-on-one coverage, baby. Yes, sir. Andy Dalton throws a decent one-on-one ball, back shoulder throw, and that's A.J. Green, baby, taking the contact, catching the ball. There was a flag thrown on this play. Doesn't matter. And my God, they put up 42 points in through 3 quarters in this game. Gosh darn, folks. Look at that one-handed catch as well. A.J. Green, folks. Here we go. Now we're getting to some good catching plays here. Play number 7. They're down 13-0 against the Steelers. And that's A.J. Green, folks. Wide open. Oh! And the strength of A.J. Green, folks, able to stay on his feet. So they go deep. This is a 50-yard bomb to A.J. Green on the right sideline. And he catches it. And then the defenders kind of catch up to him on the 20-yard line, and he's able to shake off both defenders to finish the 70-yard touchdown in totality. Absolutely fantastic. Tall, 6'4", big, strong, will not go down easy, folks. Here we go. Play number 6. What else do we get? Down 2 against the Ravens in the red zone. A.J. Green, a high thrown ball, and it's just a nice comeback route here, and he goes up and gets it, folks. Just look at that extension, folks. Look at this man's extension at 6'4" and still able to get up that high. Gosh dang, folks. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. DeAndre Hopkins, like we said, he's only like 6'1" or 6'2". He plays like he's 6'5". He goes up and high points the ball, but having that on kind of the opposite side of the field as well, this is going to make Kyler Murray just throwing deep ball after deep ball after deep ball, because both of these receivers, DeAndre Hopkins and A.J. Green, are just going to go up and get the ball, folks. Fantastic. Alrighty. Another replay. And gets 2 feet down in bounds. Whew. Fantastic. That extension, man. That's absolutely wild. Here we go. Play number 5. What else do we get here? At the 5-yard line, expect the one-on-one matchup here. Here we go. Tie game against the Chiefs, and there it is. The one-on-one 50-50 ball in the end zone, and it's thrown decently, and it's just A.J. Green winning over the defender. Look at this. Look at the difference, folks. He goes up and jumps over the defender. It's fantastic. Just look at the sheer size between him and the corner here, folks. He's mammoth over there. Absolutely fantastic. Here we go. Play number 4. This time back at the 5-yard line. Oh my God, the Cardinals in the red zone are going to be unstoppable. Here we go. And it's a one-on-one matchup again, folks. 50-50 ball thrown in the end zone. And once again, the extension, that reach back ability, and then to get 2 feet in bounds. Oh my gosh, folks, he's practically all the way out of bounds, and he's still able to get that last toe tap in. Once again, why A.J. Green is so magnificent. Yes, he's tall and he's fast and he's got the full extension and the length and all that, but that kind of boundary, the boundary kind of, oh man, I'm blanking on the word I want to use. The boundary respect, folks. He'll go up, jump, 6 feet in the air, doesn't matter, and then he's coming down wherever he is on the field and still finding the sideline and getting 2 feet down in bounds. Man, oh man. We saw that in like 5 of these plays that we've seen so far, just getting those toe taps down. Fantastic. Here we go. Play number 3 now. Down 1 against the Ravens, and they're going deep. A.J. Green all the way down the field, and oh my gosh. Once again, if it's one-on-one after he beat the corner and he gets the catch and the safety comes over to try to make the tackle, it's R.I.P. It's R.I.P. these defenders, folks. Holy moly. He will shake you off. He will juke you out of your shoes. Look at that. Able to, once again, the concentration, a little bit of a bobbled ball there, but he's still able to reel it in and then beats the safety by destroying that man's ankles. Oh my God, prime A.J. Green, folks. The concentration, the trackability of the ball, the killability with his jukes. Oh my gosh, here we go. Play number 2 at midfield, up 4 against the Browns. Andy Dalton slinging it all the way down the field, and it's just a jump ball situation, a Hail Mary at the end of the first half, and A.J. Green comes down with it. Once again, he's able to track that ball down after he kind of gets bobbled a little bit. He's on his way falling down to the ground, and he still has that recognition to find the ball, that trackability to find the ball as it's just being bobbled in midair, folks. Man, fantastic. Here we go. Play number 1. Is this the best play we've seen? Here we go. At their own 20-yard line, down 3 against the Ravens. Going deep, A.J. Green, there he is, and he's got the speed to beat everybody. And once again, the defense is starting to get him at the 30-yard line, and he's strong, and he's able to stay on his feet for the last 20 yards and beat everybody, folks. The monster strength, and just you cannot bring this man down. A true weeble wobble in the NFL, folks. A.J. Green, DeAndre Hopkins. Do we dare say the Cardinals are coming out of the West instead of the Rams? Or instead of the NFC? It could be, folks. It truly could be. So, man, oh man, that is prime time, prime A.J. Green out here. Absolutely magnificent. So, hopefully he gets back to that because, a little bit of an injury history over the last 2, 3, 4 years, not getting kind of that A1, Tier 1 status with the Bengals since they know they were going to kind of move off of him. And how old is he? What do we got here? 32. All right, still a couple. I'll give him probably 2 solid more years before we may start to see a drop-off, but let's see if he can get back to that prime A.J. Green that we just watched for 10 plays. Absolutely fantastic. Alrighty, let's keep moving on here. Alrighty, here we go. We're not going to get into this article, but I just want to kind of talk about the question proposed in the article. So here we go. State of the San Francisco's 49ers, Super Bowl or bust in Kyle Shanahan's 5th season. Now, obviously, we just said at the top of the show, it's Super Bowl or bust for everybody, right? It's Super Bowl or bust for everybody. But could Kyle Shanahan, are we going to be kind of critiquing Kyle Shanahan 1,000% on this season just because they're in this kind of weird limbo of kind of in a rebuild, but it's only a rebuild at the quarterback position, moving on from Jimmy Garoppolo to Trey Lance. So they're in this kind of weird limbo on what they do. Now, Kyle Shanahan, he either starts Jimmy Garoppolo for the entire year or starts Trey Lance. It's going to be one of those 2 options. Now, where we kind of get into this weird kind of limbo, keep going on with this limbo is, what does Kyle Shanahan do? Now, if he starts Jimmy Garoppolo, then absolutely it's Super Bowl or bust. The magnifying glass is under Kyle Shanahan 100,000% because we know what Jimmy Garoppolo can do. They've gotten to the Super Bowl with him when he's healthy, and that's kind of where the weird complexity in this issue comes in is that, if he starts Jimmy Garoppolo and they're winning and they're looking great, but then he gets injured and then they have to go with Trey Lance, not because they wanted to, because that's why they didn't start him in the beginning, but they have to now because Jimmy Garoppolo's out for the year. Can we give, a free pass to Kyle Shanahan for whatever happens the rest of the way, like we've been giving Matt Stafford free passes his entire career? Or if Kyle Shanahan starts Trey Lance, then it's definitely kind of the pressure's right back on. He's got no excuses because, hey, you chose to start Trey Lance over Jimmy Garoppolo in the beginning of the season when Jimmy Garoppolo was healthy. So that kind of tells us that you believe in Trey Lance more than Jimmy Garoppolo. And then once again, it would be Super Bowl or bust. So I know I just said it's always Super Bowl or bust for every single team. I get it. But if Kyle Shanahan starts Jimmy Garoppolo and they're winning and looking good, and then he gets injured, and then they have to go with Trey Lance, I think we could be giving Kyle Shanahan a free pass. I think Kyle Shanahan would be eligible for a free pass at that case. But everything else, Jimmy Garoppolo starts the entire season healthy throughout. Kyle Shanahan, Super Bowl or bust, big under the microscope. And if he starts Kyle Shanahan right from the rip, then once again, Super Bowl or bust, and Kyle Shanahan right under that microscope as well. But there is, I think, this not weird because it definitely could happen. It's probably more likely to happen than not because Jimmy Garoppolo can't stay healthy, but if he starts Jimmy Garoppolo and then he gets injured, I think Kyle Shanahan would be eligible for a kind of a free pass of whatever happens this season. But He's going into his 5th season. He's been to the Super Bowl, blown a Super Bowl lead. The defense, all riddled with injury. I mean, that's the definition of what the 49ers have been these last 2 years. So we'll see if they can finally stay healthy and what Kyle Shanahan can do at the quarterback position come time to make that decision. And let's see what he can do if, like the last 2 years have been, just kind of things go crazy, injuries happen, and the entire season gets derailed. But Kyle Shanahan may be able to earn a free pass this season, depending on what happens at the quarterback position. Alrighty, the last story to go over is a basketball story here, and man, oh man, so the 76ers lose last night. Unfortunate for them. Hawks advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. Shout out to the Hawks. Trae Young, folks, absolutely magnificent out here. But the Sixers coach, Doc Rivers, was asked post-game if Ben Simmons can be the point guard on a championship team. Quote, "I don't have the answer to that right now." Oh, boy, that is not what you want to hear from your head coach. Can this man win a championship? No, I don't. Well, I don't know. That's not what you want to hear from your head coach. So it's not looking good here for the 76ers. They're probably going to blow it up. Ben Simmons, that's the talk of today, folks. Does he get traded? Do you move off of him? And I think the answer has to be kinda, yeah. It's unfortunate, but this man cannot score. He does not score at all, folks. And we kind of bought into it at the beginning of the season, in the regular season, when him and Joel Embiid were winning games and looking good, and they were the number 1 seed. We were saying, hey, they could actually work together and win together. But we just saw the culmination of this season when they were the number 1 seed. Everything was going right. They had the outside shooters to kind of support their kind of only, Joel Embiid being a big. He was their number 1 scoring option. And then Ben Simmons can't shoot, but they had those other outside scorers to get it done in Seth Curry, Tobias Harris, and, Danny Green. And they also had a nice bench of Shake Milton and Korkmaz that could also score the ball as well. So they had this great supporting cast for Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, and we just saw how it ended. Being kind of tired and fatigued in the playoffs, and Ben Simmons still not wanting to shoot the ball, even come Game 7, folks. When the game's on the line, let's read this man's accolades. 3-time All-Star. The 2019-20 Steal champ. Great defense there. The 2019-2020 All-NBA team. 2-time All-Defensive team. 2017-2018 All-Rookie, and the 2017-2018 Rookie of the Year, folks. A great defender. That's what you only hear when you talk about Ben Simmons. We know he doesn't score the ball. We know he doesn't really do anything offensively, but he's got great defense. He can get some good rebounds. He's a decent passer out there. That's all you hear of Ben Simmons, but he cannot score the ball, and that's why Doc Rivers was, at a loss of words. I don't know the answer to that right now, if Ben Simmons can be the point guard on a championship team. So absolutely abysmal here from Ben Simmons. I mean, we see what he put up points wise, folks. In this playoff series against Atlanta, 17 Game 1 in a loss, 4 in Game 2 in a win. In a win, they won by 16 when he only scored 4 points, folks. What is that? Get that man off my team. He puts up 18 points in a 16-point win, Game 3. He puts up 11 points in a 3-point loss in Game 4. Game 5, he puts up 8 points. Game 6, he puts up 6 points. Game 7, the man puts up 5 points. This man's supposed to be, a big name, a superstar in this league, an all-star in this league, and he's putting up 5 points in a Game 7, folks, on 4 shots. He's not even attempting to score the ball. 4 shots in Game 7, 6 shots in Game 5, 4 shots in Game 5, 6 shots in Game 6, 4 shots in Game 5, folks. So this man doesn't even look to score. He's so scared to shoot that it's hurting his team overall, folks. The man averaged 14 points a game this year. His career average is 15.9, folks. So he's even worse than usual scoring the ball this year. And I kind of want to quickly, let's count how many 20-plus points games he's had this year overall. So here we go. We got his entire his entire year up here. So here we go. So far, none. There, here we go. Game number 15 for him. 20 points. That's what we're talking about. Here we go. And then another one. 21 points at game number 19. Game number 23, he had 23 points. Game 25, he had 42 points. We're at 4 games above 20. Game 26, he had 28 points. Game 30, he had 24. We're at 6. Game 36, he had 22. That's 7. And game 56, he had 20 points. That's 8. And then that's it. That's it. In 58 games that he played, he had 8 games of 20 or more points. That's not a superstar. That's not a number 1 scoring option. That's not even a number 2 scoring option, folks. So Ben Simmons truly letting his team down all throughout this playoff series. And now comes the question. Does the process officially come to a close here? Do you keep Joel Embiid? Do you keep Ben Simmons? Do you get rid of both of them? Do you keep one? So we'll see. Does Doc Rivers get axed? I mean, this man's done nothing, folks. He always gets bounced early on when playing with or when coaching players in his prime. He won a ring with the Celtics with Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, and was Rondo on that team? Ray Allen on that team? Either way, big names on that team. That's his kind of, I think, one championship there. And then he went to coach DeAndre Jordan and Blake Griffin and Chris Paul, underwhelming every single year, never getting to a conference finals. Then he coaches the Clippers last season with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, and once again, second round exit there. And then he goes to the 76ers with, MVP Joel Embiid. Everyone was saying that he should have been the MVP. And he's got Ben Simmons and Seth Curry and Tobias Harris and Dwight Howard off the bench and Shake Milton off the bench and Danny Green, who's been on multiple NBA championship teams, and another second round exit, not getting it done in game 7, not bringing the energy, not having the correct lineups in, not using Ben Simmons to the perfect tee. Yeah, Ben Simmons was kind of playing the 4, but it still wasn't working out. So Doc Rivers, does he go? So a big mess here in Philadelphia. Everyone is calling for Ben Simmons' head, and I wouldn't disagree with that. I would not disagree with that. If you cannot score, you cannot be on the floor, folks. We've been saying that all season, folks. PJ Tucker barely escaped guarding Kevin Durant in that series. He doesn't put up any points. Jay Crowder, I mean, he was on a championship level team. He can hit the 3. He's a 4 that can hit the 3, folks. That's why he's able to be on a championship level starting team, folks. You have to score points if you are on the starting 5, and that's something Ben Simmons does not do, folks. So we'll, man, I don't even know what you do with that, man. Truly don't even know what you do with that, man. All right. Those are all the stories that we needed to go over for today, so let's head over to the NBA. We'll break down the games from last night and the game from Saturday night, Bucks-Nets Game 7. Then we'll kind of walk through the remaining games series of the playoffs, and then we'll head over to Aaron Rodgers. Does he deserve credit for his 2013 wildcard playoff loss? We'll see. All right, so here we go. First game to kind of go over is the Bucks and the Nets. Didn't get to this one the other day, so let's break this one down. Here we go. Game 7, Bucks-Nets goes into overtime in the question that needs to be answered. What is clutch, folks? Because Kevin Durant hit the game-tying shot at the end of regulation and then had the game-tying, potentially game-winning shot in overtime and missed it big bad. So what is clutch? Can we call Kevin Durant clutch for his Game 7 performance? I don't know the answer to this, folks. I truly don't. So here we go. Let's play the tape here. Nets down 2, 109-107 with 6 seconds left. Kevin Durant gets the inbound. PJ Tucker's guarding him, and Kevin Durant goes to work, and he thought he was having a 3-point attempt, to turn around fadeaway jumper that cashes in, ties the game with 1 second left. That is ice cold cold-blooded Mamba mentality right there. Kevin Durant game-tying shots. Absolutely fantastic. Clutch as heck. That is clutch, folks. Game on the line. Win or go home. Game to move on to the Eastern Conference Finals. And you got PJ Tucker that's been bodying you up all series long. And you hit a turnaround fadeaway jumper in his mouth at home. Down 2 with no extra shot remaining. There's a second left on the clock. There is no time to get the rebound and get another shot off, folks. It's do or die, win or go home right on that shot, and he absolutely cashes out. Clutch. But then we go into overtime, and nobody could buy a bucket at all here in overtime. Chris Middleton getting it done. He was clutch for the Bucks. He got it done in overtime. But now we're tasked with the same thing. 6 seconds left. Kevin Durant with the ball, down 2. And man, oh man, this man is absolutely gassed. He tries to hit the same shot that he hit in the end of regulation, but he misses everything. Air ball. And I know he's tired, playing basically the entire game. I get it. But is he clutch now? He just wiped away that clutchness, folks. He wiped away. It doesn't even matter that he hit that regulation shot now because they lose in overtime because of Kevin Durant, because he couldn't hit the turnaround fadeaway jumper, the same shot that he hit in the end of regulation. So this time, Drew Holiday on Kevin Durant, and he goes and shoots an air ball. So do we call Kevin Durant clutch? Is he clutch? Is this a clutch performance? Take name away. Take name aside. Does a player that hits a clutch shot to tie it up at the end of regulation, but then has the same shot in overtime, misses with an air ball, does that cancel each other out? Do we still call him clutch because he still hit a clutch shot? Do we still call it clutch because that player was tired as all heck? I have to say that's not clutch. I would have to say that's not clutch, folks. It was a big-time shot at the end of regulation. You tied it up. You didn't win the game on that shot. You have another opportunity to win the game in a bigger situation. This is even kind of a bigger situation now, right? Same situation, but now you had that pressure of hitting that shot before. You had that pressure of, an extra 5 minutes of play, an extra kind of now it's do or die all on you again for a second time, and you come up short, big, small, an air ball, a big old air ball. So unfortunately, I think we got to call Kevin Durant not clutch for his Saturday performance in Game 7. Now, I'm not saying that he's trash. We're not saying that, folks. Kevin Durant is still an elite talent in this league, absolutely hands down. He had a clutch shot over LeBron James in the finals, folks. So, we're just talking about this series alone. Was Kevin Durant clutch in this game alone as well? And I would have to say no. I think that your final shot cancels out anything you've done previous in the game. You could have been shooting 0 of 20 for the entire game, and you get that shot in the fourth quarter or overtime, whatever, to win the game, and you hit it. You're clutch. Even though you put up 2 points on 20 shots, that's still clutch. You got it done when it mattered. Your team kept it close. The game was close. Whatever happened, whatever circumstances got it in the way of this game, at the end of the day, 2 seconds left on the clock. The game, you're down 1. You hit the big shot. That's clutch. And Kevin Durant, in overtime, not clutch there. Truly unfortunate. So the Bucks hold on. We called this one right. We said the Bucks win in 7. Our early kind of when the playoffs started, that was our prediction. Getting the Bucks to the finals, winning the finals as well. And now they just kind of beat their biggest test so far in the Nets, the star-studded Nets. And now they have to move on to the Hawks. And we'll talk about that series in a minute. But let's keep going over this game. Let's close out this game quickly. So here we go, the Bucks on Saturday. Giannis, 40 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists. He shot 2 of 6 from the 3 and 8 of 14 from the free throw line. Not great numbers, but I guess kind of solid, a little bit above average for what Giannis does overall. So Giannis did his thing, 40 points. We'll definitely give it to him. Brook Lopez, 19 points. He had 3 of 4 from the 3. Love that. Chris Middleton steps up big time. There was a lot of kind of unclutchness through both sides in this game in regulation and overtime, but Chris Middleton hitting a nice shot in overtime, giving him that big lead, and Chris Middleton deserving some credit on Saturday. So 23 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 steals. Like I said, he shot 2 of 7 from 3. He wasn't that clutch throughout the entire game, but when it came time to get it done, he did it, folks. So you got to give Chris Middleton a lot of credit. And then Drew Holiday D'ing up Kevin Durant on that final play. Got to give him some credit as well. He put up 13 points, 8 assists, 7 rebounds, but once again, 2 of 9 from the 3 and 21% on 23 shots. Once again, Drew Holiday got it done at the end, folks. Bodied up Kevin Durant, made it difficult for him to hit that shot, forced an air ball. The tiredness of Kevin Durant, the good defense in the body of Drew Holiday, got to give him some credit. And then Pat Connaughton, once again, the only player off the bench playing any meaningful minutes, 23 minutes, 9 points, 4 rebounds, and that's it. 3 of 5 from the 3. That's what the man did. But, hey, gave us those extra 9 points, which absolutely were needed. So the Bucks were able to get it done. Fantastic. All right, now the Nets now. Kevin Durant playing 53 minutes once again, just absolutely overloading him. 48 points, 6 assists, 9 rebounds, 4 of 11 from 3. Hit the clutch shot in regulation, missed the clutch shot in overtime. Unfortunate. Joe Harris did not do any favors for this Nets team. Talk about a flounder series, folks. Joe Harris let this team down big time. 10 points on 3 of 9 from 3. Almost unacceptable, truly. Blake Griffin, 17 points, 11 rebounds. He's been real solid all series. Maybe not the best in the last kind of games 6 and 7, but overall, Blake Griffin, I thought it was a pretty solid performance by him, and we'll see if he's kind of back next year for this Nets team. If they run it back, we'll see what happens there. Bruce Brown getting into the starting lineup, 14 points, 6 rebounds. He played 52 minutes, 0 of 1 from the 3, only took 9 shots for the 14 points. And then James Harden, who once again, I mean, that injury really kind of hurt the team overall. And Steve Nash, maybe a little hard-headed. I know James Harden wants to be out there and maybe forced his kind of himself to be out there, to stay out there, even though he was injured. But I mean, Steve Nash, you're the head coach. You have to take control of this team. And James Harden, 22 points, and he had 9 assists and 9 rebounds. The 9 assists were absolutely fantastic. The man was still diming the ball all over the floor, but the man was a liability offensively. 2 of 12 from 3, 5 of 17, 29% from the field, folks. I mean, yeah, he gave you 22 points, but Landry Shamet could do that. Mike James could potentially help out with that as well, so little disappointed in Steve Nash. I mean, at some point, you got to take James Harden out, especially in overtime. If James Harden, I would have taken, like, if you kind of got bailed out by Kevin Durant hitting the game-tying shot to force overtime, I would have sat James Harden for the entire overtime period. I'm bringing in, like, Landry Shamet or, who do we say? Or Mike James. I'm not having that out there again. I'm not having a non-offensive player out there in overtime, because that's what overtime is, folks. You're either absolutely shooting trash or you're shooting kind of exactly what got you into overtime at the end of the fourth quarter. So both teams were shooting absolute trash here. No two teams really keep shooting lights out in overtime, folks. It rarely ever happens. So I would have gotten James Harden out of there. But, Steve Nash, once again, he feels like he doesn't have to coach because you have superstars on top of superstars. But now when the injury bug comes, now you got to start coaching. And Steve Nash didn't do the best job out there. So nobody scored off the bench here for the Nets. Barely anybody played off the bench here for the Nets. And I get it. It's a game 7, but you still have to have some rotations, folks, or you're going to lose like the Nets just did right here. So Steve Nash, man, truly unimpressed with his coaching debut, his first season coaching. Not the best. So the Bucks survived by 4 in overtime, and they advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals. Love to see it. Alrighty, now let's go to the Clippers and the Suns now. And man, oh man, bingo bango, we called Suns minus 3.5. They win by 6. An absolutely great performance by Devin Booker, who is clutch as all clutch and consistent as all consistent. Now, Chris Paul was still out for the Suns, and Kawhi Leonard was still out for this Clippers team. But we had big confidence in Cameron Payne to get it done, and he really did, folks. Starting point guard for the Suns, Cameron Payne, we believe in him. If you remember, in the first series against the Lakers, when Chris Paul's injury first came up about that shoulder, we wanted the head coach, I'm blanking on his name, but we wanted the Suns head coach to stop playing Chris Paul and put Cameron Payne in the starting lineup just for one game to give Chris Paul some extra rest to heal up that shoulder. Now, that never happened, but we got kind of vindicated and proven right that Cameron Payne can get it done. He can get it done being the starting point guard if Chris Paul's not there, and that's exactly what happened last night. So we're big on Cameron Payne, and he absolutely worked to perfection. He played 29 minutes, 11 points, and 9 assists, folks. Fantastic. He shot 1 of 4 from 3, not the greatest, but those 9 assists with those double-digit points, we'll take that all day long. And he was a plus 13 in those 29 minutes. So once again, just getting it done when he's on the floor, absolutely great execution by him. So we love Cameron Payne absolutely a lot. And we'll see. Chris Paul is probably not going to be able to go tomorrow. Where I forgot what was the actual 14 days out from the official diagnosis of him having COVID, unfortunately. So we'll see if Chris Paul is going to be back at any time in the series. If he is not back, we still feel decently solid having Cameron Payne run the entire series here to get them to the finals. All right, Devin Booker was on his bullshit all game, big shot after big shot, tying up the game when they were down, extending their lead when it was a small lead, and Devin Booker going absolutely manic. So 40 points, 11 assists, 13 rebounds. That's a triple-double, folks. 3 of 7 from 3, 51% on 29 shots, but a +6 and a 6-point win. Devin Booker truly getting it done. DeAndre Ayton down low, 20 points, 9 rebounds, non-factor really for anybody to kind of, body him up down low for that Clippers team. Jay Crowder, 13 points, 6 rebounds. He shot 3 of 7 from the 3. Still hitting that 3 at a nice clip. That's what we need to extend the floor. And then Mikal Bridges still at the 3, 14 points, 2 assists on 2 of 6 from the 3. Now we had Cameron Johnson also playing 24 minutes off the bench because Cameron Payne got into a little bit of foul trouble. And Cameron Johnson goes 12 points and 4 rebounds. Once again, exactly what you need. Great production off the bench. And let's not forget little old Torrey Craig out there. In 14 minutes, he was a +18 on the floor and put up 8 points and 6 rebounds. This is what's going to get it done here for the Suns team. The deep bench here, especially with Chris Paul out. We're getting great performances out here. So well done by the starters, Devin Booker, Cameron Payne, Jay Crowder, DeAndre Ayton, and the bench absolutely getting it done with Cameron Johnson and Torrey Craig truly getting it done. So we're big on the Suns team, and we're going to kind of preview this matchup as a whole in a little bit, but we're feeling real great on this Suns team overall. All right, and then the Clippers from last night, a decent performance by their 2 guys, but once again, their kind of lack of good scores on this team, consistent scores that can go out and get you kind of 15 to 20 on their own, is going to come and kind of haunt this Clippers team. Now, they still kept it close, so we can respect that. But Reggie Jackson, 24 points. We love this man. He puts up the points. We've got no problem with Reggie Jackson. 24 points and a +4 on the floor. Paul George, 34 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. He shot 7 of 15 from the 3, 38% on 26 shots. Could have been a little bit better out there, but still gave us those 34 points. That's what this Clippers team needs. Nicholas Batum at the 5 points and 10 rebounds. Marcus Morris at the 4, man. He's got to be better than this. He has to start hitting those threes, and that's kind of why we're not big on this Clippers team, is because they're very hit and miss with their kind of role players to put up these points. Marcus Morris, 6 points on 27% shooting, folks. 0 of 5 from the 3. That's not going to get it done. And then Terrence Mann, who's been absolutely fantastic this playoffs, but 9 points on, he hit 3 of 3 from 3. That was great. He shot great, but only took 4 shots for those 9 points. So once again, a little lackluster, a little light overall by everybody that needs to score. Off the bench, what did we get? DeMarcus Cousins put up 11 points on 40% shooting. Luke Kennard put up 6 points on 3 shots. Rondo put up 8 points on 5 shots. So overall, as a team, they went deep off their bench. It was able to get some good production scoring all together off the bench. But when we need just kind of solid players to put up points, like we said, we kind of need, 3 superstars that can go out and get you kind of, 20 plus a night. And I don't think the Clippers truly have that. So Terrence Mann really just kind of fuels off of momentum. If he gets out to a hot start, he can keep riding it. But if he gets down bad, there's really no coming back from on that. So we'll see how this Clippers team kind of resurges here coming up in Game 2 tomorrow. But Suns take Game 1, 120-114. Alrighty, and then the last game of last night, the Hawks and the 76ers, Game 7 to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals, and the Hawks take care of business, folks. Absolutely well done. What I want to bring up before we get into the stats is this highlight, folks. This one highlight truly kind of encapsulates exactly what is wrong with Ben Simmons, unfortunately. So, let's set the scene here. 3 minutes and 35 seconds left in the game. Hawks up 88-86. Ben Simmons has the ball. It's an ISO. He's working against, I think this is Danilo Gallinari down there. So he's kind of backing down Danilo Gallinari. He has a spin move. Danilo Gallinari goes in for the reach. Ben Simmons spins off the reach, and he has a wide open dunk now. He has a wide open dunk. Trae Young is going to come over, but it's Ben Simmons versus Trae Young. Ben Simmons, if you don't get your ass in the air and slam that ball down, what are we doing? But what does he do? He is wide open under the basket, folks. He passes the ball to Tyrese Maxey. And then John Collins comes over and fouls Tyrese Maxey as he's shooting. Then Tyrese Maxey goes to the line and splits his free throws to tie up the game, to potentially tie up the game, hitting both. He missed one. So now the Hawks have all that momentum. They're still up by one. And that's basically the turning point of this game. Ben Simmons not being aggressive. Why? Why will you just not be aggressive? Because people will clown you if you miss shots? People are going to clown you even harder for not attempting those shots, especially these easy shots. That's a guaranteed dunk, or at least a guaranteed kind of quick layup off the glass, and you can't touch the ball after it bounces off the glass, so it's gonna be points regardless, whether it's a goaltend or whether it's whether it goes in. It's points regardless, and you gave up a point right there overall in totality with the one missed free throw. So Ben Simmons being absolutely trashed last night, folks, not being aggressive to try and score the ball, relying on everybody else to score the ball, and you think you can just get away by playing decent defense? Well, you lost Game 7 at home, so that proves it doesn't work. So, truly flounder job by Ben Simmons, but that is to be expected. All right, let's talk about this Hawks team now. Trae Young, I mean, geez Louise. Trae Young was on his bullshit Game 6, but the supporting cast wasn't. And then in Game 7, Trae Young was absolutely abysmal, but the supporting cast was on their bullshit. So, they're going to have to all be on the same page here if they want to have to go against this Bucks team, because the Bucks just kind of, outdid the Nets team that have great kind of scoring throughout, and the Hawks have been a little kind of up and down in their kind of overall scoring. So the Hawks are going to have to get it together, folks. And Trae Young kind of got bailed out because he did not have a great performance last night. But let's talk about this Hawks team. Trae Young, 21 points. He had 10 assists. We love all of that, but 2 of 11 from 3, half of his points coming from the free throw line, and he shot 21% on 23 shots. Absolutely not great. Bogdanovich once again getting bailed out as well. 4 points on 0 of 4 from 3 and 25% shooting on 8 shots. Once again, Bogdanovich, he's got to get it going again, folks. He's been absolutely kind of trash this entire second series here. Clint Capella down low, 13 points, 6 rebounds. John Collins, 14 points, 16 rebounds, getting it done truly. And then Kevin Huerter, the savior of the Hawks last night, 27 points, 7 rebounds. He led the team in scoring, 2 of 4 from the 3, and he shot 55% on 18 shots from the field. But just truly getting it done was Kevin Huerter. Big time shot after big time shot, scoring in the fourth quarter. It didn't matter. Kevin Huerter truly deserves a lot of credit for the Hawks' win last night. And then off the bench, we got Danilo Gallinari. Another reason why this team won the game. 17 points off the bench on 3 of 7 from the 3. 46% shooting from the field. Truly getting it done as well. So Trae Young and Bogdanovich, y'all better come with your bullshit against this Bucks team, because you're definitely going to have that great outside shooting to beat the Bucks. So the Hawks escape a little bit because the 76ers were even worse. So let's start here with Ben Simmons. I mean, he only took 4 shots, folks, 5 points on 4 shots. He had 13 assists and 8 rebounds. That's all good, but at the end of the day, he wasn't putting up points, and that's where the 76ers kind of came up a little short. They only put up 96 points. That's not enough to get it done, folks, especially in a Game 7. You have to just be on your bullshit to score the ball, and it was just kind of a drastic comparison between that Bucks-Nets Game 7 and the 76ers-Hawks Game 7. There was just so much more urgency in that that Bucks Game 7. The stars were out to play. Kevin Durant was on his bullshit, 40-plus points. Giannis was on his bullshit, 40-plus points. And we didn't really get that here in this Game 7. The stars didn't really show up, especially Ben Simmons, truly. The 76ers really kind of owe everything that has gone on in the series to Seth Curry. Absolutely, he's been fantastic these last 3 games, games 5, 6, and 7. He's been fantastic. Unfortunately, still come up a little short in this game, but Seth Curry last night, 16 points, and he shot 3 of 5 from 3, 60% from the field. We'll take that. 2 rebounds, 2 assists to go along with all that. Joel Embiid, 31 points, 11 rebounds, 52% from the field, 2 of 5 from the 3. Once again, pretty solid, but he had 8 turnovers, unfortunately. Just kind of, once again, him passing the ball to these absolutely garbage scorers on their team. So, Joel Embiid, we didn't really see Joel fatigue last night. Not true in the true sense of it, but maybe you can attribute that to 8 turnovers as well. Tobias Harris and Joel Embiid should have just took it upon him. Be on your Kevin Durant. Be on your Giannis. Go for 40+. And that's kind of why we were a little upset with Joel Embiid. Like, Ben Simmons is refusing to shoot. Go out and just put your head down and keep going to the basket over and over and over and over again. But we didn't really get that for Joel Embiid last night. Tobias Harris, once again, not the greatest shooting night. He put up 24 points, which we can definitely respect, but 2 of 7 from the 3, 33% shooting at 24 shots. That's not great at all. He had 14 rebounds, which is solid, but still, once again, we needed somebody to put up points here, and they just didn't have it. And then we got Furkan Korkmaz at the 3 to fill in for Danny Green, who was still injured. 5 points on 5 shots. 6 shots, 1 of 5 from the 3. So nothing great there by Korkmaz either. And then we got nothing great off the bench. Tyrese Maxey, only 2 points on 2 shots. Missed them both, only got to the line. Dwight Howard, 0 points and 3 rebounds in 7 minutes. That's real lackluster of kind of what he does. George Hill, 3 points on 3 shots. And then Matisse Thybulle, 8 points on 5 shots, 1 of 2 from the line. So, and then Shake Milton only playing 5 points. Once again, Doc Rivers, what the heck is that, man? Truly, get your scores in there. Shake Milton can score the ball. Get that man going. But he didn't, only playing 5 minutes. Real lackluster last night. So, Ben Simmons, man, something's going to have to happen with this team. You have to have a true point guard. Get rid of Ben Simmons. Have Seth Curry run the offense here. Move Seth Curry to the 1, folks. Get Ben Simmons out of this game. You cannot have him. And I don't understand. When Danny Green went down, you move Tobias to the 3. You move Ben Simmons to the 4. You move Shake Milton to the 2 and let Seth Curry be the 1. That would have been my starting 5. Seth Curry, Shake Milton. Those are my guards. My forwards, I've got Tobias Harris and Ben Simmons, and then Joel Embiid down low. So I didn't even like the matchup here. You cannot have Ben Simmons running the point. That is nothing, folks. Truly. Geez. So a big old flounder here by the 76ers in this series. Truly not great. So Hawks, well done from last night. Love seeing the Hawks here. Love what Trae Young can do. And the outside scoreability of the Hawks, is it going to be able to give the Bucks some trouble? We'll see that. It's going to be a great 7-game series. So let's head here. Now we are all official of the Eastern and Conference Finals here. Let's walk through the remainder of the playoffs here and kind of talk it through and see how we think the finals are going to play out. So here we go. Let's start here in the Western Conference. Clippers, Suns. Well, we already got a little preview of this game, saw game 1 and the Phoenix Suns win it, and I kind of loved everything I saw from that game. The Clippers kept it close because their shooting was kind of great up until that fourth quarter. Late in the fourth quarter, kind of, floundered a little bit. But we love this Suns team, and yeah, maybe no Chris Paul, but we love what Cameron Johnson can do, folks. He can truly facilitate the floor, and he can kind of do exactly what Chris Paul does. Kind of. The only reason why he only played light minutes last night was because he got into foul trouble. Five fouls pretty early on in the game. So we still believe the Suns team can definitely beat this Clippers team. The Clippers need Kawhi Leonard more than the Suns need Chris Paul, and it doesn't seem like any of those players are coming back anytime soon for this series. So I'm going to take the Suns in 6 here. I think this is going to be kind of a short series. The Clippers were kind of decently firing last night. They just kind of needed like Marcus Morris to step it up a little bit, or maybe Terrence Mann to step it up a little bit more. But I can't see this Clippers team continuing on being this good. Now, they've been great in their kind of last 2 games of that Jazz series, and they've been really solid in the Suns series, but it's still coming up just a little bit short against this Suns team. So the Suns are very deep. Cameron Johnson got into it. Dario Saric is still a threat out there. So I'm going to take the Suns. I really love what the Suns team can do. We definitely believe in Devin Booker. I mean, this man's probably... Is he the best player left in the playoffs, folks? Can we count Giannis? Giannis, Devin Booker? Do you put Paul George in that category? I don't know. I don't think so. But I would definitely say Devin Booker's probably the best player left in this playoff series. So that's what's so decent about Chris Paul still not being good to go for the Suns team, is that Chris Paul isn't their primary scorer. He's not their number 1 scoring option. Is he their number 2? Maybe. He's kind of their number 3. He's just a floor facilitator out there. But that's what Cameron Payne can do, folks. He can facilitate the floor while still putting up those points, maybe at a little bit of a better clip than Chris Paul a little bit out there. So, DeAndre Ayton down low. I mean, there's nobody to really challenge him. Jay Crowder, I mean, once again, he's got great defense for whoever the Clippers have down low, whatever kind of they go, whatever Ty Lue goes with their starting lineup. So, the Clippers aren't going to be able to get easy kind of down low points. They're going to have to rely on Paul George and Reggie Jackson just to kind of be great scorers, and they have been. Like I said, these last 3 games have been absolutely magnificent. Game 5 against the Jazz and Game 6 against the Jazz, Paul George and Reggie Jackson have been fantastic. And in Game 1 against this Suns series, they've also been very good, but it's still coming just up a little short here against this Suns team. So they're going to have to rely on, Terrence Mann and Luke Kennard and Marcus Morris, and they're not the most reliable. Terrence Mann is pretty solid, but we just saw him only take 4 shots last night. Not the greatest. So I'm going to take the Suns in 6 here. I think they can truly get it done, and the Suns are going to advance to the finals. All right, now we get the Eastern Conference. We don't have a kind of, preview, a little bit of an insight here on this series. We just get Hawks and the Bucks just kind of face the Brooklyn Nets, and the Brooklyn Nets are kind of the closest thing the Bucks can get to kind of seeing what the Hawks are going to do. And the Hawks just kind of had their best kind of true look at what the Bucks are going to do with the 76ers, because you've got like the Nets and the Hawks, they've got great outside shooting, and with the Bucks and the 76ers, they've kind of got decent outside shooting with the great beef down low, and the Hawks beat that series, kind of their kind of same thing that the Bucks are, and the Bucks beat kind of the same thing that the Hawks are. So it's really going to be real interesting to see. They both win 7 games. They both won Game 7 on the road. It's like, man, oh man, this series, we just kind of saw it in the second round. So this one's going to be absolutely great to watch. This one probably goes 7. What the Hawks need to do, I mean, they just need all their scores on, man. Trae Young just let us down in Game 7. Bogdanovich has been letting us down this entire series, which is definitely going to kind of be a plus for the Bucks. And then for the Bucks, I mean, Clint Capella, he was kind of getting beat. When we look at what Clint Capella did, and I was kind of actually surprised when I kind of had to take a double look at this, but Clint Capella was a minus on the floor of every single one of those playoff games against the 76ers. Game 1, -4. Game 2, -25. Game 3, -12. Game 4, -5. Game 5, -8, Game 6, -1, and even Game 7 that they won, -2, folks. So that's not the greatest thing here about Clint Capella. Now, he still is a great rebounding big and a great scoring big, so that's what he really brings to this Hawks team. But overall, he's a negative on the floor, folks. That's not great, and that's against Joel Embiid, and it's not going to get any easier with having kind of Giannis and Brook Lopez down low. So this is going to be real tough to call, but I'm going to go Bucks in 7. I think just kind of the beef is going to overwhelm this Hawks team. We saw the Hawks be real great against that Knicks series because the pressure wasn't really on the Hawks. They were still kind of favorites to win that series, even though they were the lower seed, the 5th seed there. Then when they got to the 76ers, they were still playing really good, but, the pressure, they're the 1 seed, they're expected to lose, and it went 7 games, and the outside scores were really kind of just awful altogether. and now they're to the finals. This is a very young team, and Bogdanovich hasn't been scoring well, and Trae Young just floundered in a Game 7, the biggest game of his career, and he still flounders. And I don't want to diss Trae Young at all. He's probably one of my favorite young players in the league, but he kind of got bailed out, truly bailed out. And now this Bucks team, I mean, this is the only thing that they were worried about in this playoffs. If they had, they were never worried about the Heat, swept them 4-0. They would have never been worried about the Knicks if they got here to the finals, Eastern Conference Finals. They would have never been worried about the Wizards if they got to the Eastern Conference Finals. They maybe been a little bit worried about against the 76ers if they made it. And then the Hawks are like, oh, this is kind of the best outcome, honestly, out of kind of what we could have gotten. We could have gotten the 76ers. That's kind of what we were kind of planning on. And now we don't have to face that great beef down low, Joel Embiid. All right, now we're kind of great. And then they got all that momentum of beating the Nets, the star-studded Nets who everybody had winning the finals and this and that. So I'm going to go the Bucks in 7 here. Giannis has to keep getting it done. And, the length of, Kevin Durant down low and the Blake Griffin playing great. And that's kind of giving me a little hesitant. I'm taking the Bucks as well because Blake Griffin was locking up Giannis a little bit. And now if you put Clint Capella on him, how's he going to look? So this is going to be a real great series here. Bucks are going to have the home court advantage, and the Hawks are going to have to rely on their outside shooting, and I don't know if they can. I don't know if they're going to be able to get it done in this 7-game series. So I'm going to take the Bucks in 7 over the Hawks here and have the Bucks and the Suns go to the finals. And then I want to see this Bucks team win. That's our early prediction, so I guess I don't want to flounder or just kind of waver too much off of that. But, this Suns team, they're the perfect kryptonite to handle this Bucks team. You got DeAndre Ayton and Jay Crowder down low. That's going to lock up Giannis 100%, folks, 100%. Jokic just won MVP as a big, and he got locked up by DeAndre Ayton and Jay Crowder. And Jay Crowder's great 4 in this league. And then you've got the outside shooting of Cameron Payne and McCall Bridges, and Jay Crowder's even got the outside shooting as well. So I think the Bucks, I don't want to. They're my early prediction, and they're still in it, man. And we had the upset of Bucks over Nets in that original prediction, so I don't want to stray too far away from that. But the way the Suns are playing, folks, is absolutely fantastic. And if they have Chris Paul back for that series against the Bucks, it's going to be real freaking tight. It's going to be real tight. So, Bucks, Suns in the finals. I'm going to have the Bucks winning in 7, but it's going to be gosh darn close, folks. So, we're going to have the Suns beating the Clippers in 6. We've got the Bucks beating the Hawks in 7, and then the Bucks beating the Suns in 7 as well. Alrighty. Let's end the show here with Aaron Rodgers, folks. We got another playoff game deciding his credit. He's got this big ego, this big personality. He is never wrong. He is always right. If he loses, it's never his fault. He plays 1,000,000% well every single game, according to him. And, whenever he loses, it's everybody's fault but him. So that's what we've been doing here the past couple of days here on the show, seeing what credit Aaron Rodgers deserves for these wins and losses here in the playoffs. So we're up to the 2013 wildcard game. They just lost in 2012 in the divisional round against the 49ers with Colin Kaepernick last season, and now it's a little bit of a rematch, this time in Green Bay. Last time they were at San Francisco. Now they're at home, and they still lose this game. You still lose. So we got the 2013 wildcard game, Packers versus the 49ers. We've got the tape. We've got the stats. So let's just get right into it. We know the Packers lose by 3, folks, 23-20. We'll see how the final drives play out. Did, Aaron Rodgers have a chance to win it and comes up short like he kind of did in the NFC Championship game last year against Tom Brady? Let's see. So let's start here with Aaron Rodgers' stats. 17 of 26 for 177 yards, 1 touchdown, no pick. Not the greatest. All right, now we're starting to get into the Eddie Lacy years of the Green Bay Packers, so a solid running back there. He rushed for 81 yards. Anybody fumble here? Aaron Rodgers fumbled, but didn't lose it. Same thing with John Kuhn. He fumbled and didn't lose it as well. All right, now let's look at what Colin Kaepernick was doing in this game. Did Aaron Rodgers just simply get outplayed by Colin Kaepernick? Let's see. So Colin Kaepernick went 16 of 30 for 227 yards, 1 touchdown. He threw a pick. He didn't fumble, though, so still a turnover. Where Aaron Rodgers did not have a turnover, but he didn't put up those yards, though. Colin Kaepernick put up 50 more yards-ish. So, alrighty, not too much of an outplay, but a little bit of an outplay over there by Colin Kaepernick. I mean, he ended up winning. So let's go into these drive charts now to kind of see what film we got to look at. So let's start with, look at this, folks. Look at this. 3 straight 3-and-outs by this Packers team to start the game when the 49ers are getting field goals after field goals. So let's start here with the first couple of drives. Let's see what we get here. Aaron Rodgers throwing bad balls, or is it just the receivers not able to catch it? Because we've seen both. All right, we got to refresh this because some reason the drive charts were not opening up, and that would not be great. That truly would not be great if that's going to happen. That one doesn't open. This one doesn't open. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. This is what happens when you kind of go too far back in NFL.com, and they don't really everything work. We don't get the Packer stats here. We can't even see the 49er stats, and then we can't even open up the drive charts. That's truly unfortunate. But let's see what we get here. We'll do the best that we can. Here we go. First quarter, first 3 plays here for the Packers. They go 3-and-out. Let's see why. Let's get this video queued up. And this is not playing. Are we? Oh, here we go. Alrighty. Grainy footage. Holy moly. What is going on here? Alrighty. Well, first down. Eddie Lacy takes the carry. Is this big Eddie Lacy? big Eddie Lacy. The Eddie Lacy weight drama. All right, so first play, they run for a yard. Okay. Let's see what happens now. 2nd and 9. First drive of the game. Let's see what Aaron Rodgers does here on 2nd and 9. They're going to hand the ball off again. Eddie Lacy powers forward. A great rush there. Picks up about 6 or 7. 3rd and 3 now officially, and they run it again, and they come up just short. So Aaron Rodgers not throwing any passes here. Eddie Lacy even fumbled here. Jeez. Didn't lose it, though. So Aaron Rodgers, it was 3 straight running plays, so he won't give him any credit or knock off any credit for him. But the 49ers go down and score a field goal. Alrighty, defense is not being that great by the Packers, and the defense has been kind of carrying the Packers in most of their playoff wins. But let's go to the Packers' second drive where they also went 3-and-out. This time starting at their own 26-yard line, heading back to the ground game here. Goes for about 2 yards. Here we go. Who got injured here? Sam Shields, man, that's tough. He's their best defensive player, so of course they're going to lose defensively now. Sam Shields out. Aaron Rodgers can't rely on his defense anymore. All right, here we go. 2nd and 9. Aaron Rodgers play action pass, and he's going to go down for a sack, holding on for the ball for too long. Now we get 3rd and what? 3rd and 11. Here we go. Aaron Rodgers, empty backfield. Oh, false start. False start. Back him up even more. Aaron Rodgers trying to catch the defense off guard. He ends up shooting himself in the foot. Now we get 3rd and 16 by Aaron Rodgers. Got to get this going. Here we go. Escapes out of the pocket. Check down route. That is incomplete. Let's see if it was Aaron Rodgers' fault or the receiver's fault out here. Jordy Nelson was pretty open on a little bit of a rewatch. Unfortunately, did not go to him. Alrighty, so 2 straight 3-and-outs. Aaron Rodgers, not his fault totally, but he's not making it any easier for him, which, in his mind, he should be, right? So let's go to the 3rd drive. Now they're down 6-0. Luckily, the defense is bending and not breaking, keeping Aaron Rodgers, 3-and-out. Mr. Rodgers out here. Keeping him alive, but here we go. There he goes. Aaron Rodgers fumbles the football. Luckily, the offensive lineman was able to jump on the ball, but it's going to count as a sack. Aaron Rodgers, once again, holding on to the ball too long, not protecting the ball, and a potential for a turnover here. Luckily, again, Aaron Rodgers, Mr. Bailout. In all these playoff games, there's something that happens that bails him out in all the wins. Gets bailed out here with a fumble recovery. All right, now we get 2nd and 15. from their own 19-yard line. Drops back to pass. It's a setup screen, and he can't even complete the screen, folks. A running back screen can't even get it complete there. So now we're looking at 3rd and 15. What a flounder job here so far by Mr. Rodgers, Mr. Greatness, Mr. Great God Complex. And then they just hand off the ball on 3rd and 15, just kind of, acknowledging that they're going to lose. Alrighty, but wow, what a surprise here. The defense bails out the Packers. Here we go. The 49ers throw an interception, and then the Packers are able to kind of take advantage of that momentum and go down and score a touchdown. So let's watch that touchdown drive to see if Aaron Rodgers deserves any credit for this. All right, so starting on their own 30-yard line, they didn't get great field position off of the turnover, but they still have some momentum at home off the turnover. Crowd's rocking and roaring. Sudden change of possession as well always helps. So they run the ball on 1st down, run the ball on 2nd down. Now we got 3rd and 6. Aaron Rodgers, let's see what he does here. Trying to draw the defense off guard again. Doesn't work. All right, dropping back to pass. Once again, check down over the middle for the 1st down. Nothing too great there. All righty, 1st and 10, new set of downs here. Just a quick pass there. Nice little out route on the right side of the field. Goes for about 8 yards. They run the ball for the 2 yards for the 1st down. Now over midfield. Aaron Rodgers back to pass. And a comeback route here by Jordy Nelson for about 5 yards. 7 yards officially. Even better. All right, they go back to the running game. Eddie Lacy picking up the 1st down. That's a lot of beef at the running back position. Of course, he's going to be able to bulldoze his way ahead for 2-3 yards for the 1st. Here we go. 1st and 10. Another check down here by Aaron Rodgers. That goes for about 7 yards. Nothing great by him on this drive. And then they, once again, go back to the running game. He picks up the 1st down on 2nd and 2, Eddie Lacy. All right, now, are they officially in the red zone? What do we got? From the 21-yard line of the 49ers, Aaron Rodgers drops back to pass. There we go. That's a solid route here. Nice little slant route over Jordy Nelson for about 7 yards. Now officially in the red zone. 2nd and 2, 8 yards officially on the pickup. Alrighty, a nice pitch to Eddie Lacy, who picks up the 1st down. Easy peasy. All right, 1st and goal from the 9, Aaron Rodgers. Oof. That's a tough one to James Jones over there on the back corner of the end zone. The ball looked to really get there kind of cleanly. This was pretty solid of where he had to place the ball. Unfortunately, just couldn't, possibly a pass interference as well. I think that could have been called there. But overall, that was a good throw by Aaron Rodgers there in the end zone. We'll give him credit for that one. But then they go back to the run game here. Eddie Lacy gets about 4 or 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and goal from the 5-yard line, folks. Let's see what he does. Running out to the right, directing traffic. There we go. Jordy Nelson, reliable in the end zone. Great job by Aaron Rodgers on that throw. Great job escaping out of the pocket, directing traffic. And that's a touchdown by the Packers there to take the 1-point lead. Alrighty, the 49ers go down and score a touchdown of their own, making it 13-7. Packers score a field goal right before the end of the 1st half. So let's see how they scored that point. And let's see why the drive stalled. Why did they have to settle for a field goal? Was it Aaron Rodgers not getting it done? Was it the receivers? So here we go. 2 minutes, 42 seconds on this drive. They start the drive with Eddie Lacy running the ball. Picks up about 3 or 4. 3 officially. 2nd and 7. Aaron Rodgers, play action pass. Crowded pocket. He's going to take off for it and pick up the 1st down and slides down. All right, here we go. Aaron Rodgers gets a free play, draws him off sides. He's going to go over the middle, and it's a pick. Really bad throw here, but it was a free throw, so we're not going to knock him too much on it. He got him off sides himself. That was good. All right, now Aaron Rodgers firing over the middle of the field to Jordy Nelson for about 20 yards, and it's good. Now, up-tempo offense here, trying to do something before the end of the first half. He dumps it off to Eddie Lacy. Little check down to Eddie Lacy. They take a timeout. 2nd and 8 from the 38-yard line of the 49ers. Dropping back to pass, pump fake, escaping out of the pocket, and is able to find a receiver down the field for about 10 to 15 yards. Let's keep moving along here to the next play. All right, here we go. From the 49ers 20-yard line, a minute left, one timeout, 1st and 10. Aaron Rodgers over the middle of the field for about 5 yards. Next play, getting up to the line quickly. Nice little kind of out route there to Jordy Nelson, who's down. What's this flag? Oof, unfortunate. Holding offense. So this play doesn't count. Backs him up even more. All right, 27 seconds left. One timeout still remaining. Now it's 2nd and 14. Rodgers dropping back to pass. There it is. James Jones on the sideline, but he didn't get out of bounds, so they're going to have to hurry up. They hurry up to the line. They try to get a playoff. He dumps it down to the check down, and it's incomplete. And now, I mean, just all these check downs, these dump offs, I mean, you're trying to, hit a touchdown, not settle for a field goal, but Aaron Rodgers not really pushing the pace down the field too much, not taking any risks if they were open. So they get the field goal. It's now, what do we got? 13-10 going into halftime. Out of halftime, Aaron Rodgers, 3 and out, 5 and out. Then they go on a 12-play touchdown drive. Let's see what these 3 and outs and 5 and outs are really quickly. Unfortunately, we can't preview them. How unfortunate. That's truly not the greatest here. But let's just read it here from here. All right, the 3 and out, what do we got? Aaron Rodgers, pass short to the left for 4 yards. Here we go. We'll watch it here. We'll watch this drive. Here we go. Just dumps it off to Eddie Lacy. Once again, short, taking the check down. And we get 2nd and 7. A toss to Eddie Lacy that goes for like a loss of 1 or 2. Now we get 3rd and 8. Aaron Rodgers, you got to pick this up. You're at great field position right at your 45-yard line. Aaron Rodgers drops back to pass. Going deep. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. A drop by James Jones, man. Aaron Rodgers throwing an absolute beautiful of a ball right there. Jeez. That's a great ball. That was it. It was it. He literally just misses the catch. Wow, it hits him right in the hand. So, all right, we'll give Aaron Rodgers some credit for that throw right there. Now we got to check out this 5 and out drive on their very next possession. See what happened here. Did the receivers just drop it like they just did here? Let's see. All right, so they're still down 3. First down is a handoff. Second and 4 now. Hand it off again. Picks up the first. All right, the play action pass here. Aaron Rodgers. Ooh, taking the sack. Takes the sack. Unfortunate. Now we got 2nd and 18 now. Yikes. They play action again. Aaron Rodgers getting sacked again. Jeez, this defense is swallowing him up. It's 3rd and 22. Aaron Rodgers drops back to pass. Throws it deep. 50-50 ball, a tad overthrown for Jordy Nelson to go and get. Unfortunate. Alrighty, then they go on a touchdown drive. We'll finish off here. Oh, hang on. Wow. Okay, yeah, we'll watch this. Let's watch this touchdown drive, but then the the Green Bay Packers have a chance there. Something stalls, so let's watch this stall drive. We'll give Aaron Rodgers credit for the touchdown. We'll read out the plays. We won't watch it, but we'll read out these plays. I'm more interested to see why they stalled and had to go for a field goal. But here we go. All right, so we got on the touchdown drive by Aaron Rodgers, we got Eddie Lacy up the middle for 28 yards. Wow. Or 8 yards, I apologize. Then they go another Eddie Lacy run for 8 yards. They go Eddie Lacy to another run for 7 yards. They go Eddie Lacy, another one for 3 yards. Now Aaron Rodgers is back, throwing it short to Jordy Nelson for 6 yards. Second down, we got James Starks up the middle for 10 yards. Continuing on the drive here. We got Aaron Rodgers, pass incomplete. We got James Starks, run for 6 yards. Now we're at 3rd and 4. And James Starks, another run for 2 yards, bringing up 4th and 2. Oh, we got to watch this. 4th and 2, and Aaron Rodgers going for it here. Down 3 at the 49ers' 28-yard line. It's 4th and 2, and they decide to go for it. And Aaron Rodgers almost getting sacked. Able to escape out of the pocket, and there it is. Rifling it down to Randall Cobb to the 5-yard line. That's what we're talking about, Aaron. Great job. All right, let's watch the end of this touchdown drive. Let's see how they get it. Now at the 4-yard line, 1st and goal. They give it to Eddie Lacy, who gets down to the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. Let's see how they get in the goal here. No wide receivers. They're just going to power this one through. Hand it to the fullback, and that's the touchdown. And now they take a 17-14 lead. But let's watch this very last drive here by the Packers, because it's going to be a one-possession game. But they have to settle for a field goal. So they're now down 3, 20-17. All right, first play is an Eddie Lacy run. Why wouldn't they? He's been fantastic all game. Then they go to a pass to Jordy Nelson, who picks up about 10 there. At their own 45-yard line now. Play action pass, Aaron Rodgers dumps it off to Eddie Lacy, and Eddie Lacy couldn't even catch the ball. Jeez Louise. Man, he would have picked up at least a first down if he caught that. It was a good throw by Aaron Rodgers, too. All right. All right, 2nd and 10. A little bit of a draw to Eddie Lacy, who goes for about 5. 3rd and 5 at the 50. Yes, Aaron Rodgers flips it to the fullback for the first down. We'll take that all day. Keeps the chains moving. Now we got another Eddie Lacy run. That goes for about 7 or 8. 8 yards officially. 2nd and 2. Aaron Rodgers going deep down inside the red zone. Now inside the 10 to Randall Cobb. Woof. Look at this throw. Jeez, great throw there. Great ball. But now they're inside the 10. Why do they have to settle for a field goal? Let's see what happens. Can Aaron Rodgers get it done in the red zone? This would be huge. They could go up 24-20. They would force the 49ers to get a touchdown to win the game. Not just, a field goal to win the game like they did. Here we go. Aaron Rodgers. 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. This is where the game rests on. Let's see what happens. Aaron Rodgers hands off the ball. 1st down. That picks up nothing. Alrighty, empty backfield on 2nd and goal from the 9. escaping the pocket. And just throws it away. Ran all the way down to the right side of the field. Nothing open. He just throws it away. Classic Rodgers throwing the ball away. Let's see if anything was open here. Here we go. We get it from the back angle, so we get to see it from his perspective. We'll slow it down, and we'll see if anything's open. Did he make the right call here? Here we go. There was 5 wide. Over the middle. Nothing there. This little zig route on the left side, that's not open. Nothing open in the middle of the field. Now he's going to the right side. It's covered pretty well. Try to maybe go to the front end zone here. Throw it low and away right here. That's where you got to go. That's where you got to go. Unfortunately, he doesn't take the risk. Doesn't try to flip it in there. We'll point out where he has to go one more time here in full motion. This is it right here. You got to throw it very low. Maybe not right now. Right now. Right here. Right here. This receiver right here. The front of the end zone. He's got a defender right on him. There's kind of like a safety behind him as well. That's why you have to throw it very low to the ground right at the goal line. And I think that could be complete for the touchdown. But Aaron Rodgers doesn't take that risk and ends up throwing it away. Now here we go. 3rd and goal. Let's see what happens here. Got to pass it here. Let's see what he does. Buying time in the pocket. He decides to run with it and then just falls. Oh my God. What is that? There's a flag? What's the flag on? It's on the Packers, so it wouldn't have mattered whatever happened, but he decides to take off with it. And that's, once again, Aaron Rodgers cannot run, yo. He waits way too long, and then he's hesitant when he does so. He goes to run, he gets 1 yard past the line of scrimmage, and then falls to the ground on 3rd and goal when you know you're going to kick the field goal to tie it up. So another flounder job by Aaron Rodgers in the red zone when things are not wide open, when he has to kind of play play from 20-yard lines in the red zone. The man flounders big time, y'all. So they kick the field goal to tie it up 20-20, and then Colin Kaepernick is able to go and get him into field goal range to kick the game-winning field goal as time expires. So up until that drive, I was ready to give Aaron Rodgers some good credit there. A lot of just passes dropped by the receivers and running the ball a lot of the time. But that right there of just not getting it done in the red zone is classic Aaron Rodgers. I'm giving him 35 out of 100 credit points for this loss, folks, for this game. So not good. So classic Aaron Rodgers. We see it time and time again. The man does not get it done in the red zone. When he can use to the 20 from the 20 to the 20, 60 yards clean. Yes, he's able to sling it around, but when things get tight, when the defense starts to lock up, the man is not that kind of daring. The man doesn't fit it in there. The man is always worried about his completion percentage. That's why or those interceptions. That's why he always throws the ball away. So Aaron Rodgers, 35 out of 100 credit points for that game. All right, that's going to do it for us today, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We are back tomorrow live, doing it all over again. No basketball on tonight. Unfortunate. So, all righty, folks. We'll be back tomorrow, live noon Eastern, and we'll see what Aaron Rodgers has next year in the playoffs. We'll see.